Welcome to the Dansportstips Daily Baseball Show for today, the 27th of April. I'll be taking a look at everything you need for your baseball games today, sports betting wise and daily fantasy on DraftKings. It's obviously been a fairly rough start to the season in terms of the sports betting. We are down almost 40 points on the year, going to look to start turning that round today. There is one game I want to play today. It's the Arizona Diamondbacks. Taijuan Walker pitches for them. I'm going to take them on the run line at home against those Los Angeles Angels. Jared Weaver goes for the Angels today. I have to say, the ballpark, certainly I think there's a greater power threat that's more suited, if you like, to the Arizona lineup. They obviously are at home, and I certainly think they've got the better of the pitching matchup. While the Angels don't strike out a lot, Walker is a pitcher that can get the strikeouts, and I'm looking certainly for the Diamondbacks, who seem to keep winning by one run every time I take them on a run line, but hopefully they're going to win by two today, and we'll start righting this ship on the sports betting side. On the DraftKings today, there are three pitchers I'm looking at to use. Noah Syndergaard of the New York Mets for $12,700, Taijuan Walker of the Arizona Diamondbacks for $8,900, and Carlos Martinez of the St. Louis Cardinals also for $8,900. When we're looking at pitching, obviously we are looking for strikeouts and ballparks that are going to give us decent matchups. That leads me to these three pitchers today. Obviously, Chris Sale goes today. He has been mowing them down for the Red Sox since the trade from Chicago in the off-season. Fenway, however, is still a nice hitter's yard, and I do prefer Sale on the road, while Syndergaard is obviously pitching in a much friendlier yard today in New York. And he faces the Braves, who are a much easier strikeout than the Yankees, who Sale will be facing. They remain disciplined at the plate. Walker, he's in the worst yard of the three pitchers in Arizona in terms of pitching. There are a few Padres who can hit for power, but San Diego do also offer plenty of strikeout upside, and Walker can rack up the punch-outs. And Carlos Martinez hasn't exactly had great results in terms of wins this year. Conditions look okay for hitters at Busch today, but Toronto's bats have been struggling. Their home runs are down at this stage of the year massively compared to years gone by. They're obviously missing Encarnacion, and they strike out a lot as well. We just need Martinez to not be as generous with the free passes, stop walking the batters as he has been to this point in the year, and he could have huge upside for us today. There are three stacks I'm looking at today. The Cleveland Indians outfielder Michael Brantley for $4,700, Carlos Santana at first or in the outfield for $4,400, shortstop Francisco Lindor for $4,300, second baseman Jason Kipnis for $4,300, and Jose Ramirez, who qualifies at second and third, for $4,000. The Colorado Rockies outfielder Charlie Blackmon for $5,200, second baseman DJ LeMahieu for $4,700, outfielder Gerardo Parra for $4,200, first baseman Mark Reynolds for $4,500, and third baseman Nolan Arenado for $5,400, and a mini stack of Arizona Diamondbacks, first baseman Paul Goldschmidt for $5,500, third baseman Jake Lamb for $4,600, and outfielder David Peralta for $3,800. Solid weather conditions at Progressive Field, which is a good yard for lefty hitters. Mike Fiers goes in opposition. He's not the world's greatest pitcher by any stretch of the imagination, and I think the stack of the Tribe could well bear some fruit for us today. I'll take Rockies against Gio Gonzalez at Coors. I like to pick a side when it comes to Coors Field rather than just going all in for both teams usually, and the Rockies are where I'm landing today. And the Diamondbacks in their home ballpark is another good one for lefty power. They get the reduced velocity Jared Weaver in opposition, so I'll take Goldschmidt and the two lefties Lamb and Peralta, who can hit for power, in a mini stack in that game. I'm not doing foundation players today. Generally, it's a Coors Field day, etc. That tends to explain itself. I'm going to look at value plays. My catcher is Brian McCann of Houston for $4,100. First baseman Mitch Moreland of Boston for $3,100. Second baseman Yangervis Solarte of San Diego for $4,000. Marwin Gonzalez, who qualifies at third and in the outfield of Houston, for $3,600. Shortstop Freddie Galvis for $3,300. And outfielder Marcelo Zuna of the Miami Marlins for $3,600. McCann looks the best option at catcher today. He has the platoon advantage, a good yard for his swing. And Kluber, who was good against the Chicago White Sox but not really in any other game this year, is up today. I'm still looking for him to struggle through this month after the extra postseason innings he logged last season. So I'm fine with the matchup that he's got today. The same can be applied for Marwin Gonzalez. He has cooled off slightly after a hot start to the year, but I think there's a shot for success today. Mitch Moreland has platoon on Masahiro Tanaka in a good yard for hitters at Fenway. Solate's a solid option at second. That's a position that I struggled with probably the most today. If you're not going to take a call stack, probably LeMahieu's a decent shout in that position as well. Freddie Galvis has a nice park in Philly, platoon over Edison Vonquez, though admittedly the park does play better for righty bats. And Marcell Ozuna is super cheap at 3,600 in the same game against Jeremy Hellickson, and he offers decent upside for us today. That's what I've got for you in baseball today. Best of luck with your lineups in DraftKings. Best of luck on the sports bets if you're having a go today. Let me know in the comments who you'll be using in your lineups today, who you're going to be betting on in the sports betting side of things as well. Don't forget to like the video. Please do subscribe to my channel. I'm here fairly regularly throughout the baseball season. Give me a follow on Twitter at DansportsTips, and I will see you soon. Play ball.